from the womb, or is that something that came later? Because for me, a lot of the art shit that I've dove into didn't really start until maybe late teens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before I kind of fell in love with it, started taking seriously that shit.
Mm-hmm. First of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Big love. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Second, my condolences on your recent loss, although I think for the best, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, but been drawing since a kid, since tiny little wee chap.
Yeah.
Started when Pokemon was like first season, you know. I drew a Bulbasaur for the first time and I was like, yo, that looks like Bulbasaur, you know. But painting, I haven't painted. First painting was 2020. That was the first time I ever painted anything. Like acrylic, you know.
Dude, those drawings and those cartoons. There was like Pokemon in its peak for me, at least early 2000s. They had the games, they had the show, the fucking cards, and I didn't know how to. I was too young to really understand how to play the fucking game.
Yeah.
You know, but I just loved the idea of like these little characters having stats and shit. And I would fucking collect them. I would steal them from people.
Yep.
You know, just like any chance you could have one in your hands, I would snag it.
It was just dope to see different like little characters, different attributes and like little powers and stuff. Like anything that had variety like that and like cool character designs.
Right.
I was eating that shit up as a kid.
I never got into the Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Did you?
I was parallel. I was debatably more into Yu-Gi-Oh at one point. Yeah.
I feel like people who were into one was into the other one. I don't think it wasn't as much of a rivalry. It was like people were embracing both of those things.
We're in that fertile age of just eating anything up like that. I'm taking anything I can get. And then like I got into like MTV and Jackass and like Viva La Bam. And then like I threw all that shit to the curb, you know, real quick.
Viva La Bam was such a great moment. Poor Bam, he's kind of...
Oh, man, he's going through it, man.
He's rough, but yeah, dude. So coming from Vegas, which is so awesome. I was just talking about Vegas earlier today and how I lost a lot of money there. But did you grow up near the Strip? Was the Strip really an influence in your life or not really?
Like up until I was like... there was a good portion of time when I first had freedom to like go do shit on my own, maybe like 14 to like 17, before I could drink or anything. The Strip was like fun, you know, like run around the Strip, play tourists and stuff like that. But as soon as I like got that out of my system, like the Strip was
gross.
Yeah, I'm just over it.
It's disgusting. And it's all tourists.
Tourists, expensive as all hell.
And just like creepy people.
Creepy people, lose money, you know?
Yeah. When I was there, I got there a couple days. I was meeting my brother-in-law from Chicago. And I got there a couple days early and I was just walking up and down the Strip for like 2 straight days, just shooting photos. And that was like, I went there once when I was... I want to say like 4, so I don't remember a goddamn thing. And I don't know why the fuck my family took a trip to Vegas together.
It's weird, but it happens. You know, you're not the only one.
I mean, I guess it was more, I guess they have an unlimited amount of shows for families and shit.
There's some kid-friendly things to do out there.
But it's really, if you're an adult, that you can really maximize the potential out of it.
It's adult Disneyland at the end of the day.
Have you ever been to Reno?
I've been to Reno a couple times.
Yeah. How does that compare to Vegas?
It's like Las Vegas's less intelligent, dweeby little cousin. You know?
Yeah, it's like wannabe.
Very
Vegas.
much wannabe. I hear, though, I haven't really got to experience it like post 16 years old. I hear great things about Reno, actually. There are a lot of friends that moved up there after college and stuff. And they talk it up pretty good. So I'm like, maybe I missed out on something.
Well, Reno 911 is like its biggest export, you know? And that's... I don't know if that's a compliment. I don't know.
I would consider it a compliment.
Yeah,
personally.
I wonder if the people from Reno are proud of that show.
If they claim Reno 911.
I don't think they're proud of that show.
They might cringe at it a little bit.
They definitely painted it in a a very poor light.
I mean, that being our delegates for representation, not the strongest suitor, but I like it as an outsider.
Right. I don't think that helped tourism one bit.
Or it could have. I don't know. It made me want to go probably more than, the rumors of, anything else.
I remember there being an episode with Carrot Top. Do you remember that?
It's in the depths of my memory.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was like, this was also like, for a brief moment, Carrot Top was like, swole as fuck. Do you remember that?
Every time I ever saw him, he was swole as fuck. So
yeah, dude. Well, I think if you're gonna be a performer in Vegas, to actually pull it off day in and day out, you have to be fucking fit as hell.
Probably.
Or you're gonna crash and burn.
He might just be dumping his energy into fitness as opposed to dumping it into gambling or drugs too. That's a possibility.
What shows have you seen in Vegas?
Oh man, I've crossed a good amount off my list. Absinthe was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
that was super dope. It was kind of intimate, but it's right at Caesar's Palace and like in a circus tent, real grimy.
Can you explain it? What is that?
It was like a variety act. They'd have like burlesque stuff, but then they had some guy like stacking like chairs and like and standing up to the ceiling, and someone on a unicycle across the tightrope. But the host is like a piece of shit,
Okay.
Total. I'm cool to curse, right?
Yeah. No, I don't give a fuck. Okay. So it's like an edgy Circus Soleil.
Real scumbag is hosting the thing. He ties it all together.
That sounds awesome.
I've been to every single Cirque show too. I've seen them all.
Yeah. I saw the Love one, the Beatles one.
Solid.
I fucking loved that.
Yeah, it was great for sure.
Dude, yeah, those guys probably make decent cash. Because if you're doing 2 of those fucking shows a day for however long, I don't think they really stop. The show just keeps running because it's an unlimited amount of tourists flowing in every single day.
Absolutely.
When I was in 7th grade, my dad bought me a unicycle. And I spent the whole summer teaching myself how to unicycle. And then I spent like the rest of the year teaching myself how to juggle a unicycle.
You're a monster.
And it was so stupid. It was just like, I'm saying I just get obsessed with something.
Yeah.
And I
wasn't going to bring it up. But.
Yeah, but it's like, I just knew no one was doing it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll do that.
What a great skill to just have in your pocket though.
Yeah. It is a funny... Cause I've yet to meet anyone who can unicycle. Maybe in passing. Yeah. It's not something you learn very quickly, from somebody else.
Could you hop on right now and still have it if you?
Yeah, totally.
No shit.
Yeah. I usually all my unicycles are back in Chicago.
Dude, you gotta have one on standby out here.
I know. I should get one.
Just be that guy riding around like the Long Beach coast or something.
I'd probably get stabbed or something.
Yeah, well, you could be anybody and probably get stabbed down there.
Yeah.
Based off of news nowadays.
Did you hear about that one guy on the beach?
He went from like PCH all the way down to the beach, just stabbing people the whole way down there.
What the fuck is that?
That was crazy.
I think there's Oh, remember we were at that one fucking bar and that dude was throwing knives at cars?
Yeah.
And then, I gave a statement to the police when they detained him.
I remember.
Because I videotaped it all.
That was probably the last time I saw you.
Yeah,
now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, we witnessed that with our eyes, a man throwing knives.
Right, because he was brandishing a massive, it was like a chef's knife.
It was a big knife.
And people were walking by him. In LA, people who aren't in LA would most probably turn around, and walk the opposite direction of that man. But people here are so used to psychopaths just yelling or screaming or shitting on the sidewalk.
Yes.
You just walk right by them and
just don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact.
And you're usually good.
And hope to God they don't come at you, When because I do like photo shoots for some artists downtown in like deep downtown LA. And every once in a while there's like, I like to shoot later in the evening, like at night, to like play with some lights and
hell yeah
and shit. But dude, the amount of times there've been just psycho homeless people walking by us and like threatening my life for no reason. Yeah. Like I'm not even talking to him. Like they're literally just psychotic people running around.
Exactly.
And there's nothing to be done about that.
No. My friend got maced by a homeless man.
No fucking
in LA.
way.
He lives by Echo Park.
Oh.
We were with someone that lived by Echo Park.
Yeah, like Silver Lake.
And right outside his neighborhood, this guy gets maced by a homeless man. Usually it would be the other way around, but
Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing you could have been assaulted with.
Nothing penetrating, you know, so that's ideal.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting penetrated in Skid Row.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually just talking about Skid Row in my last podcast.
Oh, really?
I feel like all roads lead to Skid Row in downtown.
It's like the ultimate row, you know?
Yeah. Would you ever move downtown, or you like Long Beach?
I mean, not downtown LA. Yeah. I would much rather go to, you know, Silver Lake or Highland Park or something like that. I do see myself going to LA at some point. The art scene is so fertile out there, you know? So.
Right. I feel the same way.
It's comfy out here, though. Like Long Beach.
It is a little more comfy. I feel like I think the best part, at least with the spot I got with here, is like I don't share any walls with anyone.
Oh, you do have a corner spot here.
Yeah,
which is pretty great.
I don't even share a floor with any. Like there's no one underneath me.
Ideal.
And so like being loud as fuck in the studio, like no one. I'm not bothering anyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, dude, if I brought these speakers to like an apartment complex in downtown LA, I would not only annoy 6 people, you know, but also who knows which one of those people are going to figure out that there's a speaker system or studio gear.
Absolutely.
In here.
And who knows if they might come in and penetrate you with something, you know? There's no way to be sure.
Yeah, dude. Who knows? Maybe I'm into that. But no, but I think because especially if I'm like going to a show or something and like someone's gonna notice gear coming in and out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And dude, everyone is looking for a leg up.
I have no idea how you would go about something like that because it's so many musicians in LA.
Yeah.
But it's so packed to the gills out there. Like, how do people manage this? They have to get separate studios or something.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, a lot of people have practice spaces.
How do you afford that now? You know? Like,
yeah, who the
it's
fuck
a
wants
whole
to do that?
extra expense now.
Have you ever thought about opening like a studio or a storefront or anything for your work?
Love to.
Yeah, me too.
Love to have my own private studio.
Yeah.
That's the goal for sure. I'm getting one in Laguna for this year, just for my senior year of college.
Dude, that's the city for art right there.
Supposedly, that's if they don't bone me. They might flip.
It's expensive out there.
Yeah, it could be bad. So
have you been down there then?
To Laguna?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the
Dude,
time.
I love that whole like strip is just galleries.
Yeah, it's fine art central out there for sure. Like elevated art, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Are you transitioning out of your Simpsons era?
It's always there, man.
It's always there.
It's always there. It's being smothered and shoved away. Yeah. But I fight teeth and nail every day to not paint The Simpsons.
Yeah. What got you into that?
Man, it's
obviously watching the show and falling in love with it.
Yeah.
But like, was there like a moment? Like, was it like season 10 where like, did it coincide with you painting? We were like, all right, I want to paint my favorite characters ever.
Yeah. Well, when I started painting, it was like, I'm like, what do I paint? Like,
yeah.
You know, I started with like markers and drawing and stuff, like free drawing to get away from what school wanted me to do. And I was like, my brain would just naturally gravitate to The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I know, like more than anything. I grew up drawing that to the point where I could draw a lot from memory and stuff like that. So like, when in doubt, stick to what you know is kind of how I was looking at it. So
well, we kind of, I feel like I brought this up before, but like, I don't know if this is in your skill set, but animating for The Simpsons. Is that like a dream?
I mean, I would love to. I know it's a ghost of its former self nowadays, but still, like, that would be awesome.
I still like The Simpsons, dude.
Yeah, I can't outgrow it. You know, I mean, it's not what it used to be. There's no question, but
it's not the same.
Yeah,
even I mean, all those shows where it's like, for some reason, there's 30 years of show, which is only locked into these cartoons for some reason, like. There isn't 30 years of fucking like the A-Team, you know, or some 80s or 90s show at all.
Exactly.
And it's kind of funny like seeing even like like the original voice actors for like Homer, his voice is so much different than his 90s.
Marge has gone through like 12 different iterations to this point. Yeah.
Right. And who's or even like SpongeBob. I was just playing they remastered this 2003 or 4 SpongeBob game.
The glory days.
Battle for Bikini Bottom. And it was such a nostalgic trip, but they recasted like Mr. Krabs' voice or something for the game, and I think same thing with Patrick. And it's like, and it's such a recognizable voice and character. It's like just hearing someone else do it, you immediately know it's not them, and you can't connect immediately with the character.
That doesn't resonate. That's not right.
Yeah. The thing with voice acting is you need to keep those people locked in. Obviously, like season passes, they start getting paid more and more, and you're like, fuck, like how do you keep paying these people?
Yeah, hopefully the show continues to make money, to afford them.
Have you thought about connecting or like reaching out to, because if you start selling those paintings, the chance of you getting sued, is that ever crossed your mind?
Yeah, it has. I've seen a lot more famous people doing a lot worse.
It's like sampling
and getting away with it. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's similar to music. I heard there's something called like a radius clause that like if it's like altered like enough, 40 to 60% you alter it. Like
I've looked into that too.
It's like okay or something like that.
Yeah, especially if you're distorting everything you're doing.
Exactly. You're reinventing it now,
Yeah, giving it new life.
I mean, there's so many famous people that like just straight slap shit directly from Google, if you will, and just use that, sell that for, they might change a couple colors or put a filter on it or something and call it a day,
Yeah, with like with a lot of my designs, like some are drawn, some are like stock images, some are like old free domain photos that I play with. Like just finding different ways to bring new life to dead art is that's what I kind of.
Well, you're making. I love the shit you've been making. So cool, man. I've been meaning to buy one for sure.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
But you're making original compositions out of different base images that you're finding or using, and creating and stuff. So you're making totally original pieces, and they're all cohesive with each other too, which is fun. They have a sense of blanket style to them,
Yeah, thanks, man. It's the same thing with like music. With you remember Vanilla Ice ripping off Queen?
Oh,
doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
And he was like, for some stupid fucking reason, he was trying to explain away like it was not a sample, or
come on,
like it was so clearly a stolen bass line. And he got his ass sued. Actually, I don't think I think it was just settled where it was like 70% of the song royalties went to Queen instead of him or something.
Damn.
I don't know how much it was.
That's a tricky space to be in right there, though, because it's like, how do you copyright like a lick, or like a riff or something?
Well, yeah, that's where things get dicey with the music industry, because especially now, dude, it's like so many songs are using similar chord progressions. Like, I don't know if you ever heard this before, but like, there's like a 4 chord progression. I want to say it's like 1, 4, 6, 5, but it's like a chord progression that is in like 60% of pop songs, like hit pop songs, because it's just like, I don't know. First of all, there's only 7 chords in a key unless you're leaving the key or modulating out of it or something, and there's only so many combinations of chords. But the variation comes in rhythm, the melodies, the BPM, the instruments being used.
Yeah.
But when modern music and modern pop music is just a bass, maybe a guitar, maybe one synth sound and a pop vocal line, and so many pop singers have similar voices now.
Yeah.
it's all kind of just blending into this mishmash, little soup.
Absolutely.
Where they're all suing each other like every once in a while. Like I know Katy Perry's been sued a handful of times. Ed Sheeran's been sued a handful of times. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happens. Everybody gets caught in this vacuum where they're all just kind of like, they think they're coming up with original ideas, but it's subconsciously just absorbing things that they hear and stuff.
Exactly. And people don't realize like you see a song that's written by people who actually buy music now and consume most music are young kids, teenagers. Those are the people buying merch,
Yep.
And going to the shows for the most part. But you see a song that has like, this is a dated reference, but like, what's that song called by Katy Perry? Dark Horse or whatever. Like, yeah, her name is on it. But until you look at like the liner notes and there's like 5 writers, and 2 producers or whatever who are actually kind of pulling the weight behind the whole song. And the music industry, there's only so many positions in the industry and it's all coming out of LA for the most part for pop music. In some New York and Nashville, but for the most part LA.
Yeah.
And these there's only so many of these people they're writing a lot of the hits, dude. It's the same people doing it.
Yeah.
Just like even like in the podcast space right now, the people who are dominating it are the same like comedians and personalities that all know each other and have each other on the same podcast and shit. But that's just any industry, you reach and you develop your community, and if you can foster that consumer base and somehow guide them into believing your shit is the best of the best.
Yep.
That's all you can do.
That was the sad reality when I found out like Drake doesn't write anything, like
yeah, dude.
Not that I'm like the biggest Drake fan or anything, but I just went so long assuming that people made all their music entirely, which a lot of people do still, granted. But
for sure, they're definitely like Mac DeMarco, he's doing all his own shit.
Yeah.
Kevin Parker.
I think like Frank Ocean and stuff like that. Like these guys are
the real artists that I respect, and like Kendrick. And
it started, I heard J. Cole. He did that workout song. Do you remember that? Work out with me, work.
Yeah.
And I found out that was from a Paula Abdul song.
Oh, yeah.
From like the 80s. Right. And from that point on, I think I was in high school. I was like, I can't trust anything anymore. Like,
yeah, dude. I mean, like a lot of your favorite rapper beats are sampled songs from songs.
Oh my God, I hear it on the radio at the gym or something nowadays. Like, take my headphones off for like 1 second and hear just some rip from some 80s song, and they put the cringiest lyrics over it instead. Yeah, and dude. I'm like, okay, all right, this is where we are now.
Yeah, dude. Well, I know you're a big punk guy.
Punk, metal, hardcore music. That's my jam. So I can't really make fun of songs sounding the same all the time. Yeah, because a lot of that
it's all distorted and riffs.
You'll hear the same 3 little chords and shit, So I can't really.
Are you a big scream guy? Do you like screaming? Yeah.
I am. I would consider myself.
What was the point? At what age were you like, fuck, I think I like this music.
Oh man. So my whole foundation is built on Blink-182 coming out of 4th and 5th grade.
Yeah.
So I'm a punk at the core. Like, I mean, that's like the godfathers of like modern pop punk almost. For sure. A lot of people might argue with that too, so I don't know. But that's what I would consider. They're like pop punk. A lot of people put them in the emo category and stuff. I wouldn't say that. Yeah. But from that point on, I had like a taste for some grit in my music. Sure. Went to Green Day, Sum 41 and stuff like that. Hell yeah. Once I got to middle school, I started finding bands like Devil Wears Prada, Chiodos, A Day to Remember. It's like actual heavy screaming on it.
Dude, that can't be good for your voice.
No, some of these guys got it figured out.
I'm sure to actually do it professionally, there's a way to do it without harming your voice.
Yeah, my friend told me he's the vocalist of a band, and he talks about it's got to come from the deep chest,
some guttural,
not the throat at all. You'll fucking kill yourself.
I can't do that. Nor do I really want to do that.
I don't think you would.
Yeah. Like when there's punk bands that are first starting out and who do have aspirations of singing like that, I would imagine the highly untrained just destroy their voices and ruin their whole career within a year.
Textbook example. I mean, Oliver Sykes from Bring Me the Horizons. Perfect example. That dude cannot do what he used to. When he started, like 2011, that dude was like, evil sounds, and he had to get surgery and shit like that, or something like that. Yeah, he kept doing. He would lose his esophagus. Right.
When you're singing day in and day out for a tour, dude, I couldn't imagine. Yeah. I couldn't imagine making through a tour.
That's labor on your throat. Yeah, for sure.
Even just singing normally. Have you heard of vocal nodes? Is that something you've heard of?
Nodes?
Yeah.
A node is like a growth or something, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like a lot of singers, when they just sing relentlessly and kind of poor health, it's kind of like an ulcer sort of like on your vocal cord, and you just can't like keep a pitch. And it can ruin it. Like Steven Tyler's had like 6 surgeries.
Oh my God.
Removing them because his voice.
Yeah, and that dude's touring, or he grew up touring.
Yeah, and he's doing coke for 50 years.
That'll do it. The rock star lifestyle will add to that, I think.
Did you ever, in Vegas, were you ever exposed to some wild drugs while you were, that's kind of the king.
Yeah.
The king.
I got an early start for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I got most of it out of my system when I was a lot younger, for sure.
Yeah, like grade school.
I went into like my mid to early 20s, like not having any desire for any of that, because I was like,
oh yeah, I did
all my dumb experimentation, beforehand.
What drugs? All the above.
Yeah, so started smoking pot pretty early. Like 6th grade, I was smoking weed.
Yeah.
And then I got into the rave scene very quickly as well. Shit. I had some really bad influence friends that came from East LA, my friends' cousins and stuff. And I'd hang out with them all the time. They got me into like the rave scene and stuff. So I did ecstasy and like Molly. Like, I don't know if Molly was really even popular back then, but like ecstasy, I got introduced like 7th grade, probably, whatever age that is. I got expelled in 8th grade for having it on me.
Expelled from your grade school?
Somebody gave it to me on the bus. And I was like, fuck yeah, give it to me.
How did they find you had it?
Somebody snitched or something. I never got closure on that. I have no idea, but me and 2 other people got expelled for that.
Dude, what did your parents say?
Oh, dude, Dad's pretty chill. He, he was pissed, but like, he's the good cop. Mom, on the other hand,
he's a cop.
No, like good cop, bad cop. Parent. Mom is bad cop.
Okay.
Yeah, she
went off on you.
She fucked me up pretty good.
So how did you like move districts to go to a new school? Well, how did that work?
It was the end of 8th grade, so I only had like a quarter left of middle school to go.
Wow.
And then I was going to high school after that. So I finished 8th grade in detention school, or the behavior school, they called it. So
dude, was everyone there like a future juvie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just absolute maniac.
It was like the worst. It got even worse once I went there. The influences were tenfold as bad, like that's where I got a lot more experimenting in at,
That's funny.
God, it was fun though. I'll tell you, it was great. Yeah.
Was it co-ed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was co-ed. It was just like the worst of the worst.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's fights in my classes.
Dude, could you imagine being a teacher at that school?
Dude, so many of them just did not care. They just did not care about you. Or a lot of them just post up with their newspaper and just let the class do whatever the hell they wanted. Like,
I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, for what they were probably getting paid, why would you give a fuck?
No way. I mean, I don't blame them. We gave them hell, these guys, these poor dudes. So it was war every day.
So when you went to high school, you were getting more of that shit out of your system, or did you slowly fade out from that shit?
Well, I had to get my shit together because I'm coming off of expulsion in 8th grade. So my mom and dad made sure I went to like a nicer school. I went to like a career focused school, and so like I went to like a school I had to get accepted into. Luckily, I got in like on like a lottery system or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was good influences everywhere. I became the textbook bad influence in my high school.
What was the name of the school?
It was called Southwest Career and Technical Academy. It was I was an interior design major.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of sick.
I thought I wanted to be an architect back then. So I was like, what's the closest thing I could find?
Dude, that would have been money if you actually followed through with that.
A lot of math involved.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a fan of the math. Did not think about that upon choosing.
I always thought I was a really big fan of The Sims growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if actual architecture was as simple as playing a video game.
We'll give it a few years, man. We might be there. You know, a little AI updates, and
you're right.
You know, that could be it.
I bet you. I wouldn't be surprised if a handful of architects do play Sims to play with ideas. You know, because dude, even like I was really big into Legos growing up.
Hell yeah,
and building like just badass like. Nothing was of worth. But I remember just building shit all day growing up.
Just run that imagination.
I never got any you know how like at the fucking Lego store they have like sets of shit, like this is what you had to build with this. Yeah. I never had one of those. It was just a pile of blocks.
The abyss.
You had to create, you know? And I guess I never really thought about that. Like that was Legos are such a great tool as a kid to figure out what you want to build or what you want to create as a child. Even like fucking Lincoln Logs, dude.
I never indulged in Lincoln Logs. I always heard the legends, but I never indulged.
Dude, Lincoln Logs are the best because once you finished, you could kick it and just like shatter just some windows.
Well, I know every time I see a block of Jenga stacked up, I cannot contain myself. I have to kick that whole thing over. Like,
I've heard some bars have like Jenga.
Exactly. Specifically that.
Yeah, like that's their like.
I'm like, yo, let's play Jenga. I'm like, yo, you build it up real quick. I'll go grab a drink, come back, and when they're done building it, I just knock the whole thing over. And that's my version of playing Jenga.
Yeah, dude. I think I'd be pretty pissed if you did that to me.
Oh, it's so worth it. If you're on the other side of it, at least, you know. I mean, I like a piece of shit bar, though. I'm going to be honest.
Me too. Me too. I do. But yeah, it's not someone where I want to fall in love.
You can't underestimate the smoking section, man. I know you don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I have met some of the coolest people ever over a cigarette, can I borrow a cigarette or a lighter or something. That's like, I get such fruitful encounters sometimes. You know?
No, I believe that.
Like clockwork. I don't know. People, it's like coffee, something like where you're having it, like you just want to have a conversation or something. Like you're both in this, you know, equal playground where you both have the same intention.
Yeah, I think when you have a cigarette or a drink, there's something disarming about it.
Absolutely, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like part of your brain is occupied.
Yep. And
so the other part of your brain has to just operate.
Yeah.
Almost subconsciously.
Exactly. Well, nowadays people can't hang out, like, especially strangers or acquaintances. You can't really,
without a drink.
You gotta do something, you know, like over coffee or tea. Like, how do people hang out if they're not like doing something? You know, go for a walk or something.
Right. I mean, good luck approaching a woman at a bar without something in your hands.
You know, the thing about how to get woman, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, dude. What's your go-to drink at a bar?
If I'm not feeling a beer, I usually will get I'll just get a Montucky or a Hamm's or a PBR. Like, that's good with me.
The lightest beer you can find.
It's just some piss, you know, that's my go-to. But a lot of times I'll like, I've been in a gin phase this last year.
Oh shit.
So a good Tom Collins, a gin and tonic. I can't go wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've graduated from tequila a little bit, which I'll still always love tequila, but one too many bad hangovers on tequila, I'm a little traumatized now. So
well, dude, I remember over the summer, this is probably 3 years ago. What is this place called? I don't remember, but it was like it was like this summer camp, and these dudes from Milwaukee came to teach. I was like shooting photos for this camp, and these dudes from Milwaukee, what is it? It's like the Lost Whale, I think it was called. these owners of this bar came to teach everyone how to make like a bunch of different cocktails. And it was really cool and informative. But dude, I never had a Harvey Wallbanger before. And it's like some 70s fucking cocktail.
What is that? I don't even think I've heard of that.
I don't
before.
even remember what the fuck's in it.
Harvey Wallbanger.
I know.
I'm gonna name my son that.
I know. Dude, it sounds like a fucking porn star.
My next bong, maybe. I don't know.
But Harvey Wallbanger is a mixed drink made with vodka, Galliano, and orange juice. It's a variant of the Screwdriver.
Oh, okay.
But dude, I remember I drank like 12 of them because they were so fucking good, and I was just blitzed out of my mind. And now I think what they did was what they put on top. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like the star bitter. I don't know if it's a bitter. It's like a star-shaped garnish type thing. I want to say it's like a star-shaped. Oh, an anise. An ANISE.
Isn't that black licorice? That's black.
Is that what it is?
Anise is. I'm pretty sure it's black licorice.
A clove star anise.
Well, that sounds terrible now.
Well, dude. I mean, like that. I think that's what sets an amateur drink from a professional drink. That little aromatic.
Yeah.
Right on the top.
Okay.
You know.
Anise is one of those things like caviar, where it's like it's great if you're like if you have a palate. You know?
Yeah.
I've, in many ways, a palate of a 12-year-old.
You have a pissed palate.
I have a pissed palate, so anise is gonna throw me off.
Well, dude, you know, if you're fucking hanging out with the boys, and you're trying to down 400 drinks, you know, and trying to, or tailgating, or just like if I'm tailgating, I'll down 12 PBRs.
There you go.
Because you'll get drunk eventually. But you're not sloppy from within 20 minutes. You know?
Something ritualistic about me that I like about it. You know, like just the ritual of a bad beer with the homies or something. Yeah, I could play the part though. You know, if you want to blowtorch something on the top of my drink or something, I'll act like I know what's going on easily. You know.
Have you ever? Are you a IPA guy?
I am an IPA guy when I've got a few extra bucks for something more than the normal, you know, Montucky. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what makes an IPA more expensive than piss.
Alcohol percentage.
Is that what it is?
They're usually like 8%, which is like, you know, twice as much as a PBR or something. So just growing up as someone who wanted results, I grew a taste for IPA very quickly.
I love with modern liquor stores, this is like the hipster in me, but I love getting like, they do the mix and match 6-pack.
That is.
And getting like 6 different random craft beers.
I'm a fan as well.
I love doing that.
Yeah, a lot of people will shit on us for that, but.
Dude, fuck them. I mean.
You've heard the hate on craft beer enjoyers.
Yeah,
you know? Especially IPA drinkers, you know? Like.
I mean, how much hate really is there? It's a fucking drink. It's a liquid.
I get it all the time. Oh, you like IPAs? You know, that talking of real piss beer, like that's where I hear it all the time.
I mean, yeah, some IPAs are just so fucking bitter. It's like, what am I drinking?
Oh man, I love me a Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA. You know? Dude. That's a dirty, gross beer, and I love it. So
you know what I fucking hate? When people cut the crust off their bread. Fuck you, dude. Just eat the fucking. It's bread.
Grow up, man. Grow the hell up.
Like
all right?
Uncrustables.
You were 28 years old. Eat your crust, goddammit.
I remember the first time I had beer. I was probably 9.
Okay, that's pretty early start.
well, my family had a party, and for some reason they had a keg. And my dad, he was like, "Yeah, you want to have your first beer?" And he poured me like this frothy fucking, you know, a 24-hour keg. Yeah, you know, the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, and he poured me this into a red Solo cup, and I don't know what the fuck it was, like what brand it was. But I tasted it, and dude, I like ran to the bathroom to wash my fucking mouth out. It was disgusting. As if it was little piss, you know.
This is before or after he set you up with a hooker, or
this is during.
This is during.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Very formative years for me.
Exactly, very important. Put some hair on your chest, you know.
Would you or any friends ever go to what's that called? Like the Rabbit Ranch outside of Vegas. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't even know anyone that's been, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty slimy.
I don't know. I mean, I grew up kind of like doing bad shit, but that was like a whole endeavor, you know.
Yeah.
Drive all the way out there. Also, maybe everybody I knew was just broke, you know.
Yeah,
I heard of it, but
I mean, you got to be desperate.
Yeah. Yeah, right. There's something that's not satisfying, not rewarding about having to pay for it.
Yeah, paying for sex, you know.
I don't know if that's my jam.
Yeah, you know, if it's hard, I don't know. Some people just cannot pull a damn thing. Yeah. You know, and I don't know. I guess if you have some fantasies that just cannot be fulfilled,
there's a market for it.
There's someone will take that chunk of change,
absolutely,
to pull that trigger for you.
Yeah,
yeah. I would imagine a lot of people visiting those ranches are middle-aged, divorced, possibly.
Mm-hmm. A lot of it is tourists too. A lot of tourists support that stuff. You know,
like when I was in Belgium for a brief moment, right before COVID, went to the red light district.
Heard some legends about that as well.
And that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Very odd. Because it was literally like, you know how you pass by like Guitar Center and there's guitars in the window?
Yeah.
This is just half naked women.
Yeah. Just like kids walking around with their parents and
shit.
Yeah,
no, I mean, no one was walking their kids through the red light district, but I walked through there like 1 a.m. or something. And yeah, you just feel like sorry. I don't know. I mean, I just felt like, I don't know.
I mean, it's some taboo real estate, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I respect all, and I love that it exists. Both for everyone who goes there and everyone who's making money off people who do go there. But yeah, I felt kind of sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine some of those people don't want to be there at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.
Absolutely.
You know,
there's a dirty feeling there a little bit, you know.
I wonder if they have merch, you know, that they try to sell after the deeds. You know?
I would totally rock some merch from the Belgian red light district.
Yeah, the red light district merch.
I bet it slaps. I'd work for them, honestly.
I'd
do some merch for them. That would be a great gig.
Yeah. There weren't any I'm surprised there wasn't like a Starbucks or something on the corner. It was all just
give me a macchiato after my blowjob,
you know. Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, if I'm sipping a little espresso, I'm getting.
You got another hour in you after that, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
That would be smart.
Have you left the country before?
A couple times. I've been to the Philippines twice.
Oh, right, you're Filipino.
Yeah, my mom's from the Philippines.
Yeah.
I've technically been to Japan, but for like 3 hours, so I don't think that counts.
like a layover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Costa Rica, I went to Costa Rica one time.
Nice.
That was fun.
So you weren't born in the Philippines?
No,
your mom was.
Yeah, exactly.
So has she ever? Does she have like a heavy Filipino accent still?
She's got an accent. Yeah. It's not super heavy, but it's there. It's there, definitely like, oh, you're not from here.
Right.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Is there any?
I make fun of her all the time. Actually, she hates it. I asked her like, "Hey, say charcuterie. Just say it."
Yeah.
She fucks
I mean, that's hard to say in English.
Exactly. Yeah, I had to practice real quick in my head before I said it right now. Yeah.
Are there Filipino dishes that your mom makes for you that you just can't find anywhere?
I mean, when she makes them, I mean, I can find some of them, but when she makes them, it hits, you know?
Yeah.
Like some lumpia, some homemade lumpia.
Lumpia, what is that?
It's like egg rolls, like Filipino egg rolls, like pork usually inside. It just, if my mom's not making it, I don't know. Unless it's made by another Filipino woman. Yeah. It's just not the same anywhere you go,
Yeah, I love that growing up. There are dishes that your family makes that there's a certain, concoction of flavors that either you will never find elsewhere or you may never even be able to make yourself.
Absolutely.
Even if they gave you the recipe, you still couldn't pull it off.
It takes some kind of worldview that only the person, like my mom could do.
What else is there? There's lumpia. I don't know any Filipino cuisine.
Adobo is bomb. Lechon, pancit is fire.
What are these things?
Well, pancit is like this clear noodle kind of thing. It's almost like their version of like, I don't know. I don't want to say spaghetti, but
like a pad thai type thing.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Yeah. Absolutely, actually, it's more like a pad thai. And the others are just like meat dishes. Like lechon is like a it's almost like Filipino pork belly. So bomb.
I fucking will murder for some pork belly.
Exactly.
I don't know why I was the gal that was before your name's Cassie Mejia. She's from Hawaii.
Sick.
And I was talking to her about luau's and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, having when I was in Vegas, I spent a few days in the Conway was it a Marriott? I think it was a Hilton, the Conway Hilton. And in the bottom casino, there's the whole back section are all like Southeast Asian themed restaurants, like street food. And dude, they were roasting a fucking pig, and I was just like,
that's lechon. Right
I was
there.
literally just standing a foot in front of it, just watching and waiting. You know. Yeah, that's
exactly what lechon is, right there. That pork belly shit. Like it's got a crispy outside and then like
caramelized,
a chewy kind of like.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's morbid, but it's amazing. Yeah.
No, whenever I always try and order some fucking pork belly from like a Thai spot.
Why is it like these disgusting things, like objectively disgusting things, taste so goddamn bomb?
Are you anti meat?
No.
Okay.
No, I just am like aware of.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's gross. It's gross.
Yeah, I mean it's pork ass we're eating.
Pork ass, dude. I mean, I'll eat any ass.
Slaps though, right? I'm very pro eating.
Pro ass in this room right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Like, I feel like eating ass.
You're gonna open up some discourse about ass eating.
Within the last, like, I don't know, maybe 8 years, eating ass become like a mainstream act than it has been in the past.
It's just a testament to our open-mindedness of a generation.
Yeah, our generation is more willing to dabble.
Yeah. It's hand in hand with the social warrior aspect of things.
Right, yeah.
With just not polluting and like, it's the same part of our brain that doesn't want to pollute is the same part of our brain that wants to eat ass. I'm convinced,
I mean, dude, there's only specific people, obviously, like a long-term partner. Not everyone is deserving of their ass getting eaten.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just did a poll on Twitter on I said my roommate doesn't use a loofah or a towel in the shower, and I think about it every time I'm in the shower. And I said, should I call 911? Answer 1 or answer 2, is it no big deal? It was 50-50, my results,
See, I don't know if you need a loofah, but at least actively wipe, wash your ass, dude.
I personally don't feel that your hand is enough. That's my genuine belief, to just put, and I don't even know that he's putting,
Do you have those back scratchers, like the little curved hand?
Oh yeah.
Is your loofah like attached to one of those?
That's some fancy shit right there. No.
So you can just reach?
No, I'm trailer park style.
Okay.
Just straight little loofah thing, I mean, he drove a nice argument because he's like, people letting loofahs just collect bacteria in the bathroom. Yeah. That's a concern as well.
But water's running through it.
I think it's still better than just bare-handing everything, if that even,
Yeah.
I bet if I marked a little tally on his cleaning supplies to see if they even move ever, we'd probably go 2 weeks before... Oh man, I'm sorry, John.
No, he's getting outed.
I'm gonna show him this, but we talk about it, man. It plagues me.
Is that the John I know?
You know John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. I ran into him. He's going to that MMA gym.
He was just there earlier today. That dude's on it.
It's funny.
Go beat his ass for me, bro. What are you doing?
The same day I met him there was the same day I canceled my membership.
He was like, I haven't seen Fred in a while, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm glad we have closure on this topic now.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I've been hoping to run into him again, man. Like,
no, see those fuckers were just charging too much.
Oh yeah.
I just couldn't hack that membership.
Yeah.
I also was just like, my hands were. I just do so much shit with my hands with music and the photography. Like I would be going to like shoots and my hands are just sore and shit.
Counterproductive.
Yeah,
for sure.
and I'm just not. Some of those dudes are so aggressive and like they need to get that testosterone just depleted through beating the bags and shit. And yeah, I don't need to be doing that all the time.
You got a good grip on the testosterone?
Yeah, mine is solid, mainlined, and I just have different outlets for it. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think yeah, eating ass is my outlet. Do you go to a gym? I know you were telling you've been slacking a little bit.
5 days a week, every day.
Yeah.
I was doing well up until the holidays, and I fucked off, and now I'm like totally off my rocker entirely. But this week, my school starts this week. I'm planning on getting my shit together.
Yeah, dude.
So,
wow. I thought you finished your school.
I got another year, man. I got 2 more semesters.
I feel like I say that to you every time.
I've been in school forever.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it, but
dude, I don't think I could hack another like test.
Oh yeah, I haven't taken a test in 3 years.
Yeah,
well, art school.
You're just sharing art.
Yeah, it's all long-term painting or drawing projects or something. So thankfully, I don't have to do that.
Yeah, taking you don't have to go take a calc test next week.
Oh God, no! I haven't had to fill out a Scantron, since Vegas,
dude.
Yeah,
I have bad flashbacks of that.
Scantron, I forgot that was even a word.
Scantron. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
That's a band name right there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Scantron or
synthwave.
Yeah, standardized testing.
It's a punk band.
You ever heard of in grade school they were called Terra Nova tests. You ever heard of that?
That I have not. No.
And it was Terra like the beginning of.
That's a band name too, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
That's a dope name. Yeah.
Terra Nova.
I don't know what the fuck that meant, but all I know, like looking back on it, was that it was basically a welcome card to the shitty life of standardized testing that you were about to go through for the next 8 years.
What an awesome name for something like that.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Terra Nova? Because it's such it was like ACT tests for fucking like grade school kids.
Jesus.
And that's what it felt like to me.
Sounds like the name of a star or something.
Terra Nova was canceled.
Oh, it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, thank God. Fuck them.
Yeah, I think.
Wait. Terra Nova was a TV show too.
There we go.
Never mind. But I think I think there's something to be said about just not fucking like some schools just nix the fill in the dot questions like that, the Terra Nova shit. And I think my favorite classes in high school were the ones were very loose in terms of testing. I had a teacher in my freshman year of high school. His name was Mr. Null. And he was a fucking psycho. He had a handlebar mustache.
Sick.
And he was like probably like 65. He loved hobos. He would always talk about, he would go to the hobo convention in like Alabama.
Hobo convention? That's a thing?
Yeah, it was more like a meetup.
Everybody cosplays with little sticks with
I don't think we would cosplay. I think they
were
were legit hobos, like traveling hobos and shit.
Oh my God.
But he had a lot of hobo friends. But he would talk about the tests he would give us weren't tests. Every day we would journal about something. And that was like your daily grade. Anything you fucking wanted, but you had to write like a page worth of content.
Yeah.
And then every month you had to write like a 4-page essay in class about anything.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, literally anything, but it has to be a good thesis and just a well-rounded argument. you know?
What grade are we talking here?
Freshman year.
Freshman year. Okay, so you're a little more competent.
And the class was technically a history class.
Mm-hmm.
So there was kind of a history slant to it. But yeah, he was like forcing critical thinking on you and not memorization.
Interesting.
And I think that's where like the American like school system is kind of fucked. Because it's like, yeah, memorizing when George Washington crossed the Delaware is so fucking irrelevant, pointless.
Yeah, your brain's gonna throw it away immediately.
Yeah, you spend the night learning that fact and you throw it out the next day. And that's half of school.
Yeah.
It's just memorizing facts. Instead of actually like learning a trade or learning basic aspects of everyday life. Like, dude, if I fucking learned how to operate taxes, through high school.
Yeah.
And how to actually like work, maybe not work the system, but, properly operate it. I don't know, man. We had a class too that was, it was run by a priest, funny enough. It was an economics class.
Interesting.
And he taught us about the stock exchange. And he was teaching us like stocks to invest in.
Okay. Now we're talking.
And he would always brag to us about the money he made that morning investing in stocks.
That's kind of gross, but
he's just this fucking like
something to gain from that.
He's probably deep in the crypto hole right now.
Did you have like a English teacher that changed your life? I feel like everybody had one of those.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he really changed my life, but yeah, his name was Mr. Neville.
Mr. Neville.
And he was an alcoholic. Pretty sure he was drunk at all times.
The best ones are,
But he was so fucking funny and so smart, and he would just extrapolate like lessons from books out of you.
Yeah.
Like he would pull a lesson out of everything. And you would learn from him. And it was, I mean, again, I was a mediocre student, but I got my way through and I like never read any of the books.
Yeah, I feel that.
But SparkNotes was a big friend back in the day.
Absolutely.
Or Cliff Notes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was lucky that I could retain information well, and so I could always kind of skirt by my classes. Some people would spend all week studying and lose their fucking mind. That wasn't me, luckily.
No.
How were you in high school? Were you a decent student?
I would pass. I would get all my shit done. Debatably above average. But always time to party. There was always time to fuck off.
Okay. So your turnover tests were.
I would gauge it based off my teacher. Could I get away with fucking off with this class based on this teacher? I mean, I would cheat if possible. I got caught a couple times.
I think everyone cheated to some degree.
Yeah.
So did you have an English teacher that impacted you in some way?
I had a few that were I had two in high school that were like dope. I actually had one in middle school too that was awesome. And then this guy in college blew my mind to this day. Still, his name was Scott Tenney, and to this day, he changed the way that I think permanently. He taught me how to ask questions and that guy was a badass for sure.
Yeah, dude. I was just talking about this with someone, but the teachers that do that shit, even though they're getting paid jack shit, you need them,
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about like teaching in art class or anything?
Oh man, thought about it.
Yeah, don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. No.
Yeah.
Nah, man. That's no shade or anything, but this just feels like
a last resort.
Yeah, it's did I really not find anything else? I don't know. No offense, really no offense, because bless all the teachers I've had and everything.
Yeah.
It'd be a great maybe side cul-de-sac gig do for a little bit or something, but
yeah, well,
a lot more to do.
I agree. I think it's something I would entertain when I feel like I've accomplished everything outside of that world.
Accomplished some things,
Yeah. It's interesting to think if you were, getting paid to, you could almost half-ass, if you had, let's say you have a hypothetical class of kids, spent 15 minutes at the beginning of the class, teaching them about a lesson to do. something like a ceramics class, for example, like, all right, this is how you make this fucking pot, spend the rest of class doing it. And then you just buggered off and made what you wanted to make for most of the day.
There's a way to spin that for sure.
I think that's the secret if you want to be the shittiest art teacher ever.
It'd probably be a good little part-time thing to do while I'm shuffling other things too. I've seen a lot of teachers really get away with probably not doing much.
Right.
And like still I get a substantial education out of it, like just drop a few bomb tidbits of information and I'm like, I'm happy.
Or finagle the schedule in the curriculum where you're teaching like 3 classes in the morning and then you go home and you have the rest of the day to do whatever.
Yeah, you could get away with that. I've seen a bunch of people pull that off.
Dude, it's funny to think about. And again, we're probably sounding like assholes right now, but to think of being
it's part of a podcast. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. But the PE teacher lifestyle is transitioning into PE specifically for grade school.
It's kind of desirable, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, that sounds like the easiest gig of all time.
I'd rather be a PE teacher than an art teacher.
Yeah. Why is that?
So I could chuck dodgeballs at fucking 8-year-olds.
Yeah, dude, you're right.
That sounds awesome.
You could hurt kids for no reason.
And they'd respect you. You could find a way out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe not nowadays.
You're teaching them a lesson.
Exactly. Giving them hard life skills. You know?
You're playing kickball and you just fucking launch a heater right at the pitcher.
That'd be great.
Was there a PE teacher that was like, I feel like PE teachers are the stereotype to be kind of bitter, or just complete cocksuckers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Although I feel like every PE teacher I had was pretty moderate.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You're missing out a little bit by not having a scumbag of a teacher.
So you had some scumbags?
My main PE teacher in high school looked like Cotton Hill from King of the Hill.
Oh, hell yeah.
The dad.
With no knees? No shins?
He didn't have knees. Like, it was dead ass. He had like surgery or something.
Oh,
like,
no.
His knees didn't bend when he walked. I forget his name. I don't remember it, but he sounded like him too. He called us knuckleheads and coconut heads all the time and shit. Like, and I'm grateful for him in hindsight, you know?
Yeah, dude. I had him in grade school. I look fondly on this man. His name was Mr. Peso.
Mr. Peso? That's a dope name, man.
He was a Spaniard, and he had a heavy Spanish accent.
I love that.
And dude, he was the most fit man I've ever met. He ran like a marathon every year.
Okay.
And
show off.
And he had so many like little quips that were like broken English or just poorly translated from Spanish, because no one spoke Spanish in our grade. We were like kids too, and like when we would run, he would always like tell us to eat the chip. Like, this is, for some reason, holding your fingers together was like the standard running technique, and so you'd
heard that before.
Eat the chip. No, I don't think anyone's ever said it about him. And dude, he was just a lovable little Spanish guy. But his wife was actually the Spanish teacher, and she was a total bitch.
Lovely.
Yeah, Mrs. Peso.
That's the bad cop now.
Yeah, exactly.
Mrs. Peso is bad cop.
Yeah. Funny enough, in high school, I feel like no other school did this, but I would take summer gym every summer, so I never had to take gym class during the year.
Oh, okay.
And all it was such a fucking joke. It was like pick-up basketball games. You go bowling. You play like mini golf. It was just basically summer camp for like teenagers.
That's pretty sick.
It was sick, and there's zero way for you to fail. Yeah, unless you didn't come. Mm-hmm. And it was just jerking off with the bros and the gals.
I love jerking off with the bros.
Yeah, circle jerking. And I mean, like, and it was kind of fun. It was all co-ed too, so like you could flirt with some gals and just like, launch some baseballs at some unwitting individuals.
Did you form some bonds?
Totally, dude. I met the first member of my band at our first summer gym going into freshman year.
Nice.
And yeah, we kind of hit it off. His name was Parker Salmonitis.
I mean, that's the time in school where you're like fucking off with your homies the most, if anything, you know, like.
Right. I mean, when you're a kid, when you're in high school, you have, especially before you're 16, you have zero responsibilities really. And you can just do anything you want. The funny thing was that, we would do, dude, there's like a whole week that we'd spend at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Isn't it the stupidest fucking thing ever?
I mean, I get it.
And we would order pizzas and like soda.
It's precious.
And we're getting credits for it.
Yeah.
And we were just like throwing balls between our legs.
Technically. Is that how you guys justify it?
Yeah, it's a sport.
I mean, that's awesome.
And we did flag football. Yeah, dude. And girls were getting injured left and right, but it was a good time.
So you're playing against girls too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is quite an opportunity to rough some chicks up.
Yeah, and get a good grade for it. Yeah.
Nice tackle, Fred.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other sports we were doing.
Yeah. Did you ever play speedball? Was that a thing?
What's that?
I don't know if that's like a Vegas
Speedball?
exclusive. It was like a hybrid of like soccer and like a football kind of thing where like if you could run with the ball and like they'd pull your flag, and if you got your flag pulled, then you'd have to drop the ball, but you could still continue kicking it and like kick it forward like soccer style.
Okay.
And if you could throw the ball in the goal,
you couldn't fumble,
or you could kick it, or you could head it.
It sounds like rugby.
It was like a hybrid of these things.
Yeah.
Like a head was 3 points, a kick was 2, and a hand was 1. So like however you want to do it, but the whole point was like if you get your flag pulled, like you can't carry the ball anymore.
Gotcha.
You know. So I mean that was a fun one.
I feel like gym classes was like the Wild West of sports.
Absolutely, right?
Because like the teacher is just so bored of playing the same 3 sports. You know, he's like, let's just make shit up.
Yeah.
Like let's.
I was playing disc hockey and shit. You know, when you throw the discs.
Oh, disc golf.
Disc golf, exactly.
Yeah, that's a fake sport. That's not a real thing. Like I remember Mr. Peso had this sport. It was it was like a sock filled with stuffing. It was like he made this in his bedroom or some shit. Like I don't know, it was like a sex toy. And it was like soft, and it was like, Red Rover, where there's like a line of people. He would often do girls versus boys because he just liked that competition. and he would be in the middle of you'd be on the other sides of the gym, and he'd be in the middle holding this sex toy sock thing. And
was it sticky? No.
It had stains on it. I know
Lovely.
that. And it was basically like everyone had an assigned number, and he would call the numbers, and the first person there had to grab it or run back and get across their line of team.
Interesting.
And it was like, if you got tagged, then the reset. And it was like, if you were holding it and you got tagged, the other team got the point. But I've never.
That sounds fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And I've never heard or seen that sport practice anywhere else but in that.
I think he just made it up.
I think he made it up.
We should organize this.
Yeah, it was fun, dude.
We don't get the chance to play PE games like we used to, especially these hybrid made up ones.
Did you ever have scooters in PE? You know, those little flat scooters?
The ones without the handles, right? I did have those.
It's just a platform. What the hell was
the point of that?
It's just a platform on wheels.
That was an interesting investment for the school.
Yeah, imagine going to the admin and Principal Shepherd, we need 400 scooters.
Somehow they're like, okay, immediately, and just fucking did it. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Art department's suffering. The teachers paying out of pocket.
The amount of times I ran over my fingers with those fucking things.
Yeah, you probably deserved it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. The PE.
Throwing dodgeball at girls' faces. You probably.
Dude, I was really good at dodgeball.
I would love a dodgeball tournament.
Yeah,
that shit was fun.
We had dodgeball tournaments, and I remember I won 7th and 8th grade. My team won because I was a pitcher all through grade school in my Park District baseball team.
Oh, you're nasty.
So I kind of had a fucking.
You had a cannon.
I had a fucking cannon on me back in the day, And yeah, I would just fucking smack people in the jaws.
That's sick.
It was a great
I was
time.
a ninja out there. That was my go-to. I was wiggling. I was hitting the Neo
full
on people.
Neo. Yeah.
That was my go-to.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, the Matrix, like if you could pull off the back bend, everyone respected you.
Yeah, you're getting domed up that night by someone.
You're getting 6th grade dome.
I don't think that ever happened though.
Yeah.
You know, I think I was speaking more metaphorically, but
yeah. Did you dude, when the Matrix came out, I think it was 1999.
Yeah.
I was obsessed.
Really?
Oh, so fucking obsessed.
That one took some time for me. Like I wasn't ready for it when I watched it the first time. I had to come back to it later, you know?
Me and Keanu actually had the same birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
September 2nd.
September 2nd.
We're Virgo boys.
Some Virgo boys. I'm a Virgo boy too.
Are you?
I am, yeah.
What's your birthday?
August 26th.
Hell yeah, dude.
I didn't know that.
I don't know what that means. I don't really abide.
It means we're superior.
Yeah, we're the master.
I love a little
the
arrogance.
master zodiac race.
Nah, I subscribe to astrology a little bit more than the normal straight white man would.
Oh, do you?
I do. I dig in a little bit.
Okay.
I dated an astrology hoe for like 4 years.
Yeah, I feel like
Hoe is like I don't mean she was a hoe, but
and she could have been
the cliche.
I feel like every woman in LA these days is kind of dabbling in.
It's
like
never been anything but helpful as far as dating goes, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, because it's like, because it's almost every zodiac is written positively because it all has like the same like traits that can be interpreted the same way for every single person.
Big, spacious, like anybody could apply to.
So vague.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, oh my God, I love Capricorns.
Yeah.
If you asked a girl, I think this might be the first dating tip from this podcast.
From this pod, right?
And if you're at the bar and you have your piss drink, no one's coming up to you, but the girl walks by and you're like, hey, what's your fucking zodiac? She's like, I'm a fucking Taurus. And you're like,
if you can say one thing about Taurus that's accurate.
If you can say one thing, or even just be like, oh, I fucking love Tauruses. Yeah. You're in.
If you can say I love Taurus or whatever they are, that's like a great foot in the door.
Yeah.
But if you can say I love Tauruses because and then give like you guys know how to indulge in pleasures.
Is it?
That's like home run right there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, I would say every zodiac can indulge in pleasures.
There's like a textbook little attribute to each zodiac sign that like if you say it, like they'll be like, yeah, that is me, like oh, we're Virgos, like we're analytical,
right,
we're logical.
I talked to some gal. She was talking to me about like she had an ex-boyfriend that was like a Leo or something, so she's immediately racist to like anyone who's a Leo. Sky being zodiac racist. You're like, if you're a Leo, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
even though it's like it does not apply to every person born in whatever month that is.
Exactly.
But it's like, yeah, if you have let's say, you have 10 boyfriends and you hit every zodiac sign, you're running out of zodiacs that are potential mates, You
can't just cross them off like that.
You can't cross off every month.
Exactly.
Until you do.
I will say though, like I've had like so many good relationships. I look back on it when I didn't care about astrology and stuff. I look back and I'm like, holy shit, like 60% of the closest people in my life were all Libras and Geminis or something like that. Okay. Like that's a thing that I've like objectively data quantified is like a thing. I don't know. I mean, could be pure coincidence, but
yeah. I don't know. I feel like when I tell people I'm a Virgo, they're always like, yeah.
Oh, I can tell.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Or people, I feel like also, maybe they're just humoring me. They have a good perception of Virgos.
Yeah.
Like a Virgo's never hurt them or something.
I get Virgo slander often. I hear that every now. I hear some slander on Virgos.
Wow. Yeah. What is a Virgo?
A virgin.
A virgin?
Mm.
Is that, oh yeah, it's like a woman represents the sign or something.
Sweet little virgin,
Yeah.
Harmless.
To be a virgin again.
Yeah. I mean, Still a virgin.
Are you? No. You don't have to dive into that if you don't want to.
No, it's all right. It's tender.
Yeah. Have you been in a long-term relationship?
I've been in too many.
Yeah. What's the longest?
4 years. I had
4 years.
I had 4 years under my belt. 2 different ones that were. One was hard 4. The other was like about 4. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the virgin Virgo in me, not being a little slutting around. You know?
Yeah. How long? What did that end ago? Was that a while ago?
It was before I moved out here for sure. Okay. Yeah, it was upon moving out here. Honestly, I was like, I'm going to California.
It's funny. You were one of the first people I met out here.
Yeah, same.
Totally random.
Same to you. Well, we met in the height of that COVID. Like, nobody's going out, nobody's doing anything. Right. But like here we are by the beach out. And stuff. Yeah. Like, I mean, we weren't like at the club or the underground rave or anything. Like we're being innocent. Right. Like. Getting some sunshine out. Like we met on that Junipero Street right there.
Dude.
The little hill,
I was just shooting photos around town.
I was bombing on my skateboard and you caught some sweet pictures of me.
You guys were cruising.
Yeah, we were hitting that hill. I love that hill. I still hit that hill all the time. Do you? Yeah, all the time. It's
I would
my
probably
place.
Bust my ass like immediately on that hill.
Yeah.
Probably break my hip.
I've seen some people go down. I've been dragged down once myself even.
Do you do park, like skate parks and shit?
No, I do not. I longboard specifically because I'm not trying to. Yeah. I don't want the board to leave my feet, and I'm not trying to leave the ground either.
Dude,
pure recreational.
The last time I skateboarded, I was going along, the marina area by, kind of towards like the lighthouse by Long Beach, towards the Queen Mary.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just it's not a longboard. It's one of those cruiser boards,
Okay.
And dude, I was probably going like 20 miles an hour.
Jesus.
And I'd hit like a fucking pothole, dude. And I just hit the ground so fucking hard.
Oh, wasn't it going down towards that mall right there?
Yeah.
I think you told me about that before.
Oh, yeah.
I remember right around the time when that happened.
Right, dude. And, dude, I hit the ground so fucking hard. And I cut the side of my head open.
Ouch.
And I was covered in blood.
Oh my God.
And I was just I was with my ex at the time, and she like skateboarded like 2 miles back to our car because I was like on the ground. Like
you were done for.
I was like, I couldn't I think I had a concussion. I wasn't treated for it, but
I'm pretty some dirt on it though.
Yeah. I was just laying there bleeding and just kind of accepting my fate. But I survived. Jesus. But it was like, I wasn't going to go to the fucking hospital, dude, and rack up some bill.
Not in this economy. Yeah,
dude.
You kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, I have insurance. It's not good insurance. They probably wouldn't even have taken it if I did go to the hospital. But yeah, dude, I just put some Band-Aids on it.
Yeah, and man.
I'm surprised it didn't get infected. It was bad.
For real, a gash, huh?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Have you ever had like a situation like that? You ever broken or?
One good time will traumatize you. I ate shit bad. I never broken anything, thankfully.
Yeah, me neither.
Knock on wood on that one, but I fell on my longboard nasty one time. It was like 3 a.m. I used to take longboarding like seriously. It was bad. Me and John and my friend Shamar would go high speed longboarding. Like we had our boards all tricked out and everything. And it was right on Christmas. It was Christmas night, I remember, and I was in like deep Anthem, Las Vegas, like where these hills are crazy in the neighborhoods. We went in the middle of the night because nobody's on the roads, and my friend was in the car behind us, lighting up the road, and he clocked me at like 30 miles an hour because he had the miles per hour gauge there. Yeah. And he clocked me around 30. And I had hit this hill like 3 times already, and I was like feeling comfortable about it. So I was like, I pushed it really hard on this last run, and I ate shit so hard. I did a full front flip, and I smacked my face on the second flip or whatever, and like massive gash on my cheek right here. Like I ninja rolled it pretty great though. Yeah. Like it was pretty best case scenario for a flip. And ever since then, I don't ride the same, Like,
dude.
Like that hill on Junipero Cherry Hill or whatever, that's as crazy as I'll go right there. That's about it.
I think it's those moments where you realize you're just like a bag of water.
A bag of bones and flesh.
And you're just
very fragile.
Ready to explode at any moment. I remember Yeah. So you never cracked any bones or anything?
Thankfully, no.
Yeah.
No.
Here, let's see if I.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I could get that going, but
Yeah.
when ASMR, you
know. yeah. Some people probably cringe at that, but there was when I was growing up, there was in Wisconsin at a place that we would swim, and they had one of those like rafts in the swim area that were kind of far out, like anchored into the water.
Mm-hmm.
And me and a handful of buddies, Dever Kelly, he's kind of my good friend growing up in Wisconsin. But we would play raft wars with like the neighborhood kids and shit, and basically just pushing each other off this thing like aggressively,
of course,
like so dangerous. And there was one day where I was getting pushed off, like just being slid off the edge, like because the raft's fucking wet, dude. It's slippery. And dude, he's pushing me off this fucking thing, and my back leg falls into the water, so my whole weight falls down into my knee, and my knee hits my fucking bottom lip, and dude, it was like a whole cut from my teeth smacking like with my kneecap, And dude, it was gnarly. Like I could put my tongue through the bottom of my lip.
Lovely.
It was disgusting.
You cut a little hole in there then,
yeah.
No scar or anything?
No, yeah, it's pretty much healed all the way.
The mouth heals pretty well,
Yeah.
I've heard. I got into a car accident and that shit healed up beautifully. So,
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What happened?
I fucked my shit. Oh my God, this is terrible. I was in high school and 2 cars of my friends. I was in one car with 3 of my friends, and then another car was in 3 of my friends, or 4 friends in the other car. And we had an egg fight in traffic. It was like a high-speed chase through main streets.
Just the most immature shit ever.
Dude, this was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life, for sure. We're out the window on, like, main streets, cars all over the place, throwing eggs at each other. It sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but...
And eggs are expensive.
I was in the car that got rear-ended, and they were chasing us, man.
So you guys braked really hard for some reason?
Well, I mean, there was a stop sign.
Oh.
The stop sign, it was definitely the car behind us' fault. They were fucking dumb.
Right.
The whole thing was dumb, but we got rear-ended nasty. I was in the back left and smacked my face on the driver's seat. Yeah.
Oh.
And like, whop, like hit the back, and like my lip was just busted. If it was possible to give me stitches, I would have had stitches, but it was in the corner of like where my lip meets my gum.
Oh.
So my shit was murked, but the shit healed up beautifully.
Was anyone else injured? Just you?
Another guy broke his arm.
Oof.
Or he didn't break it. He like sprained it or something like that. And everybody else was pretty okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the same guy, Dever Kelly, that I was with. Yeah, this guy, he's actually in the military now. He has a twin brother who's a Chicago cop.
Is he an Irishman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic. And it's the same thing. He was in a different car. No. He was driving the car. I was in the back seat behind the driver's seat. And then Pat McLaughlin was in the passenger seat.
Another Irishman.
Yeah. All these fucking Irishmen, dude.
Crazy Irishmen.
I know. And his brother was driving the other car. And I don't remember who else was in his car. But we were driving like 60, 70 down this Wisconsin road. And Wisconsin just has some curvy bends in some of these back roads. And yeah, we were trying to pass him as like kind of a racing joke type thing. And we realized we couldn't pass him at the speed we were going. And there was like, we were in opposing traffic because it was one lane on both sides.
Oh, Jesus.
And dude, he was driving a Chevy Trailblazer, complete piece of shit, top heavy fucking car. And something happened where he just caught an edge. And dude, we did like a sharp 90 and rolled like 6 times.
You rolled?
Rolled.
You were in the car?
Funny enough, I had these glasses on that were like kind of like douche sunglasses. So they covered up my eyes really well.
Yeah.
And I remember holding the seatbelt so tightly and my eyes wide open the whole time. as we're spinning and watching the world like rotating and all the glass shattering and flying back and forth and shit. Oh my God. And yeah, we stopped rolling when we hit a telephone pole. And dude, when we stopped rolling, we were upside down. And there was a moment where I didn't really know what to do, because I also had like cuts along the sides of my head from all the glass flying around. But I was kind of just I had my seatbelt on. I was just kind of assessing my body, you know? And I hit the seatbelt, fell to the ground. There's like glass and shards of just random car material everywhere. And I remember looking in the front seat and seeing Pat McLaughlin was like 6'3", dude. And he didn't wear a seatbelt. And his head was jammed. So thinking the car upside down, his head was jammed between the ceiling, which was on the ground, and the car rest. And dude, I looked at him and I thought he was dead. I 100%, like, that was probably like, I've never been in an accident where I've thought someone was 100% dead.
I mean, that's a visual right there.
Yeah.
That would fuck me up.
And Dever, who was driving, totally unscathed, of course. And he gets out, and I'm kind of like woozy because I'm like bleeding and also just spun like fast as fuck. I'm just kind of crawling. And I remember thinking like, dude, like, this is a fucking mess. Like, this is a situation. And I remember kind of crawling back into the car to see if I can help Pat. And I just thought he was dead. Like, I didn't even try to help him. And funny, somehow, it was like such a stroke of luck. This dude, a volunteer fireman, was driving by and came out, and he had like I don't know what, like not a Jaws of Life, but just some industrial like scissors thing in his truck.
Oh my God.
Because he's just always like on call as a volunteer fireman. And he cuts him out of like the seatbelt and shit, because he was like jammed, like the car was fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Like compacted and pulled him out, and he was like unconscious for like 3 days.
Holy
and
shit.
I think he broke a portion of his face, like a few bones, covered in blood. I was covered in blood.
Your blood or his?
My blood.
Yikes.
And yeah, I remember going to the hospital, and dude, this fucking nurse, it was a male nurse. He sewed glass into my head. I think he was kind of new on the job. He sewed glass into my fucking head. Like a month later, I pulled out a shard of glass out of my scalp.
Didn't get a straggler.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And there was just like a chunk missing from my head for like a few weeks while it closed up. But yeah, dude, I mean,
your homie, somebody was looking after him, man.
Dude, I mean, thank God
was a bullet.
Everyone survives, but...
Did he look a little different? You said he broke his face. Sometimes people
he was all swollen and shit.
No permanent damage?
Not as far as I know, but I think he joined the military too. But yeah, dude, that was the craziest car. I've been in a lot of bad car accidents, actually. But that was one of the most fucked up ones.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's surreal. I can't imagine flipping around like that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was like a bad Six Flags ride.
Yeah. One where you get fucked up.
It kind of brought us together a little bit in some way. But it was just being immature, stupid fucking kids.
How old were you around this time?
I was 15.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a dumb age for sure.
I think they were
making
like
bad
16,
mistakes.
17.
No 15-year-old should be driving like 60 miles an hour.
You're just
trying to pass your homie.
Yeah. You know, funny enough, it's like it's those stupid near-death experiences are what kind of humble you.
Yeah.
And kind of turns you into not a fucking idiot.
They help for sure. Put some hair on your chest.
Yeah, maybe not recommended, but
I mean, if you can get the lesson without having the near-death experience, that's ideal. But not always that easy.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was in one other car accident with It's the only time I ever experienced airbags going off.
Hmm.
Have you ever been through that?
Once, yeah.
Dude, they fucking whack you.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a punch for sure.
Yeah. But my dad and I were making a left turn. We had the green arrow, and some bitch was coming, clearly gonna barrel through this red light that she had. Like, I was watching it the whole time, and we weren't turning fast enough to get out of their way. It literally like head-on fucking collision. And
Christ.
Yeah, just fucking slammed us. Yeah, I remember, I think I was like 12.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Just good times, dude.
I'd be traumatized to even go on the road if I were you.
I know. You know, when I was in India a few years ago, I got this like reading from a monk, dude, and he's like, stay away from cars. He told me that, dude.
When was that?
This was like 3 years ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Take his advice, man.
I know.
I would trust that guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy, dude.
Yeah.
That's such a sus thing to tell someone.
It's fucked up to just say that to someone, right? Yeah. Especially if you look like you're a monk or something. Like, I'm going to be more inclined to believe your,
right,
spiritual insights. Like,
Jesus Christ.
But he might be on something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Clearly your track record isn't the greatest.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
Hey guys, you made it this far. Some quick, shameless self-promotion. I'm giving you a free coupon to my store on freddytylerpaul.com. You can get any tee, any sweater, any book, any album of mine for 25% off. Just put in bad advice at checkout and you're golden. All right, back to the pod.
All right, so we're going to do a few bad advice threads. We can give a little advice, whether that's good or bad, so be it. But you ready for this?
Yeah, I don't know if I get it, but let's see.
Okay. All right, so I need advice on how to tell my 76-year-old father that I can hear the adult movies he watches for hours on end all day. I like porn, but I don't appreciate knowing my elderly married father is watching it so often and loudly. I just moved in with my aging parents, and I can hear this clearly throughout the house. My mother doesn't know he does this, as he does it only when she's at work.
Oh my God.
And she still works full time, so this is a pretty consistent and constant issue. The fact alone tells me what I already assume. My mother would be very unhappy if she knew about this. How do I tell my father that it's disturbing to me that I have to hear this, and there are times I have to moderate Zoom calls for work so my background noise won't be heard? We live on separate floors, but I hear it all.
Oh my God. First of all, what kind of porn are we talking?
Yeah, like
question number one.
Some hardcore shit sounds like.
Some weird shit, I'm interested. But get out of there, dude. Speak up, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's that simple. If you just went up there and said, hey, Dad, I hear all the nasty fucking porn you're jerking off to all day. Fucking cut it out.
The discomfort he will feel from the confrontation is probably nowhere near the discomfort you're feeling from having to hear all this shit.
Yeah, dude.
It is not cool, man.
I couldn't imagine hearing a sibling or a relative in any manner listening to porn or watching porn, like, and knowing they're probably touching themselves, probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, right?
I mean, if he's watching it all day,
it's recreationally just watching it like it's fucking the Bills game or something.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That
guy needs help though, dude. If you're watching porn that often,
all day,
I mean, he's a horny old man. I can't relate. Maybe it is, maybe it gets like that. But
I guess when you're 76, the bedroom dies off, I'd imagine.
I would imagine as well.
Yeah.
It's sounding like an addiction a little bit, you know, if you're on it that much. Like, what do we do in the context of addiction?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a loved one, you might want to think about an intervention of sorts, like.
It's funny to think, I think there's a lot of women who don't watch porn.
That is true, but women are perfect.
Yeah, women are amazing. Yeah, men are disgusting.
Women are void of issues most of the time.
Yeah, dude. I think this dude's he's clearly jamming in all the porn he wished he could have watched when he was our age.
He's spiraling though, man. This man is spiraling for sure.
Yeah, he's just a dirty old man. You definitely need to confront him. It's disgusting.
I would step in there a little bit. Yeah.
It seems like he needs like therapy or some shit.
Yeah, like I mean, treat it like a fucking drug addiction. Honestly, like that shit is rotting your brain. I really tried to not watch if possible, but
Oh, you just like use your imagination?
you'd be surprised how nice that is sometimes.
I've done
it's
it.
cleansing.
I do it every once in a while. It's hard though.
I mean, it's hard when it's right there, but it's also like an impulse control that comes with it. It's like there's strength that comes in and not submitting to the easiness of
It's kind of tough because you're using your dominant hand, but then you got to use your weak hand to navigate.
If you're feeling froggy, switch it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of ambidextrous, so I'm okay.
Right, you're a musician. Oh man, I bet you got them twiddle fingers.
I got some nimble fingers, bro. Yeah, dude. The porn thing and the fucked up thing about modern porn is there is porn for every single interest and fetish. Whatever you're into, there's porn for it.
Absolutely. Which I'm happy for those people.
Yeah. I mean, some of those people don't deserve it. Some just.
But some of them do.
Yeah, no.
The bronies don't deserve it.
The bronies, yeah. I was talking about bronies and furries. I don't have too much respect for them.
I think furries might be nice people deep down. I think a lot of those people are like, I don't know. They just need connection of some sorts.
Did you know
they're shy and shit?
Rosemont, Illinois, which is basically Des Plaines, Illinois, where I grew up, has the biggest furry convention in the world every year.
No.
Yeah,
scary.
I figured that out. I remember I would pick up a girl from the Blue Line train down in Rosemont, and I was driving through town, and there were furries everywhere. I thought I was tripping balls.
That's pretty wild. Yeah,
like just walking on the sidewalks, no shame, and I had to look up like why the fuck are there furries in Chicago, and it turned up there was a convention. I'm like. I would like to go to the convention just like I like watching train wrecks, just like I love like cringe videos.
Yeah, it's pretty cringe, but
yeah,
I'm more fascinated by furries than I am like averted by them,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like the fucking Westboro Baptist Church, where I'm gonna be like protesting the furry convention. I don't give a fuck, but in fact, like I said, I would go to the convention just to witness the spectacle.
It is a spectacle.
It has to be. And those dudes probably spend like $1,000 on a high-end suit,
That's an investment. For sure.
That's an investment in that fetish, dude.
Yeah.
What kind of fetish? Maybe you spend $20 on a nice dildo or some handcuffs.
Ever exceed that much.
Yeah.
Think how rewarding it must be to find a community like that are also down to throw down like that,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Good, power to them. Really.
I guess it is a very strong community. We all need a community.
I mean, if you're down to throw a rack on a costume, and then banging it, like.
Yeah, the people who cheap out on the costumes probably don't get any furry pussy.
Right? It's like having it's like the real animal kingdom,
Yeah.
You don't want the peacock with the frailed feathers,
fucking cardboard masks.
Exactly. God.
Yeah.
It's just the weird dude who just wants to bang anybody,
Like, why is your suit so soggy, bro? All right, let's try another one.
All right.
I lost everything in the last couple of months. I can't even cry myself to sleep anymore. So I'm a recent college grad with 30 grand in debt. In the last couple months, a lot of bad things happened. I got my backpack stolen from my car. I had my laptop. Somebody did a hit and run on my car, and I spent money I didn't have to fix it. I lost $1,000 in the stock market. I was hoping to double my investments, but I miscalculated. I lost my job permanently because of COVID 2 weeks ago. The place I worked closed down for good. The girl I was seeing completely ghosted me out of nowhere last week. Everything was going great, and she told me she liked me as well. I liked her a lot, and she never responded to my calls or texts. Poof, out of nowhere. I feel like a complete failure, and I couldn't sleep for the last few nights. Did I go to college for nothing? Is it even worth living at this point? I really want to jump out of a building, but this will make my father and brothers scarred for the rest of their lives. I can't sleep. I can't eat. Everything tastes bitter. I'm behind on bills, and I'm living off of my credit card. What should I do?
Oof. Is this a real person? Let me ask.
Yeah, these are all anonymous people from Reddit.
Well, I feel personally I'm in a worse position than this guy.
Oh, so you got some experience. Okay.
So I'm like, suck it up, dude. You know, it could be worse.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, I'm just playing. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
I think, well, this dude clearly can't afford therapy. I mean, he just said he has a father and a brother. Did he not? So he has people he can talk to. And I feel like when people come into one of these situations or dark, deep holes like that, your network or like, you know, a little web of people that you can fall onto to speak to are so important and shit like that.
Yeah.
Even like just for like I don't know how, I mean, this dude's living from credit card to credit card right now.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already 30 grand in debt, there are people with a lot more debt than you, bro.
I'm already 3 times as much.
Yeah, exactly. And so it could be worse, 100%. But I think,
I mean, he's got quite a plate, though. Don't let me.
Yeah,
he does have a lot going on.
Yeah, everything is, you know, what do they say? Everything it comes in waves, you know. Like you're in the fucking trough of the wave right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the crest is coming. I think it's just keep riding the credit cards right now, dude. Get through college, get a degree. Definitely make some fucking friends.
Yeah, you need some help, man.
Yeah, dude. You just need to talk to other people.
I'm not like, all right, not to be like capitalist or anything like that, but I am very much like pick yourself up by the goddamn bootstraps and like get your shit together, you know? Like like I don't mean to diminish his you know, turmoil or anything, but
well, I think when you're I'm assuming this guy's like 19.
Yeah, probably a youngin', probably feeling the weight of the world for the first time in his life. The stock market is a red flag in the first place. Why are you putting that much if you don't have that much?
Yeah, that's stupid.
But I mean, yeah, you got to learn from your mistakes, man, and just get your shit together.
These are all this is character building lessons. Right now.
He's gonna come out the other side, all right. You know, he's got a college education under his belt. Like, he'll be all right. He's just got to pick at it one thing at a time and stop feeling the weight of the whole thing. You know.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what degree he's getting.
Yeah.
So he says he's a recent college grad. So he has a degree. So it's like, dude.
Probably got a business degree, dude. If you're like, because that's the only way you would be fucking with the stock market and don't have a job. It's like,
or maybe as an art degree.
Oh God,
like us.
Yeah, no, you'd probably have more debt if that was the case.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It seems like you need to start filling out some applications, my guy.
Yeah, dude. Good luck to you, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like this was a little while back because of COVID, but
it's a little woe is me, in my opinion. But that's why it's anonymous, I think.
Yeah. Sorry,
so rude. I feel so rude, but
no, dude. I think some of these people need the hard truth.
Yeah.
And get your shit together, my guy.
Yeah.
We, I think we solved that one.
That guy's life is better now.
Yeah. All right. All right, let's try another one here.
Yeah.
All right, this one is interesting. I was recently informed of my significant other's body count, and it's throwing me for a loop. How do I approach this?
That's great. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I've had similar encounters before. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get past that?
I mean, I'm not one to trip about it personally. But when it's a high number, I can't help but be like, well, goddamn, you know?
Yeah.
That is, it's a tricky one, but like it's hard to untangle that because if you're bothered by it in the first place, there's no real, like you're gonna be bothered, you know? Like that just depends on the kind of way you look at life, and that's a hard one to untangle, but. If you like, it's not a big deal, you know.
I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's if those past experiences are impacting our relationship, then it's a big deal.
They very rarely are, though. You know,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, if they have an STD, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
That's immediately impacting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or if you're still entangled in some of those relationships to some degree, that could be impacting.
I'm gathering that this guy just heard the number though, and is bothered by it,
right?
By, you know,
for sure.
I mean, I really try to think of it. If I was a girl, you know, I mean, think how easy it is to have sex when you want, especially with like, you know, strangers and shit.
Right.
My number would be high as fuck. You know, I'll be honest.
Yeah, dude, same.
I would be banging. Regularly.
If I could actually pull someone off the apps, you know, and actually match with people, dude, I'd probably
those apps are tricky, man. They're designed to turn people into incels. I'm convinced.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I wish I could be a slut, but I can't.
You absolutely can. I think you just got to tap into it.
I'm tapping into my slut era right now.
It's an exciting time, man. Yeah. You got to let it simmer a little bit, but
in due time.
Yeah, the body count question is funny because I know a lot of people get bothered by that. And a lot of people, you know, even if they are progressive minded and stuff like that, I mean, it puts a bitter taste in your mouth to know like your girl's been with 90 dudes before or something like that. Like, but
90 dudes.
That's a high number.
That's a pretty high
for
number.
Me personally. It feels kind of high. You know?
That's pretty high for me as well. I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't hit double digits yet. Yeah.
Little virgin boy, you know?
I've had 6 sexual partners.
You had some long relationships and stuff, right?
Yeah. I think, I mean, there's definitely fucking dudes. Like, I think if you went to like a Big Ten school or something where there's just so many people, so many young, just people your age that are also just as horny and fit as you know? I think life would be very different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't go to one of those schools.
It was a little more tight-knit.
Yeah, it was a kind of smaller community kind of colleges. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I definitely see it as like, it's hard for me personally to even have sexual relationships with someone that I don't even like as a person, you know? Like, if I don't vibe with you as a human, like, I don't care really how hot you are for the most part. But
yeah, I feel the same way. There was a girl who was telling me that's kind of called being demisexual, where you need to be kind of in sync emotionally.
Kind of a pretentious phrase, but
yeah, because I kind of feel.
I feel it though. Yeah,
I feel it. I guess there's a spectrum to it where it's like, yeah, of course I want to, like, I'm not just gonna fuck someone I didn't even exchange words with.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had like empty, meaningless one night stand.
No.
Kind of.
Have you?
It scoops your heart out a little bit. Like it scoops your soul out.
It just feels pointless.
I mean, I did it like once, I think, maybe twice. And I did not feel good after, like personally. And I know a lot of dudes that like would just let it rip and not care.
Yeah.
And girls too, but like I didn't feel good about it.
Are you painting right now? Are you painting anything special?
Oh man, got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you been selling anything off there? Or is it kind of...
No.
No.
No. I had a good run over summer with my t-shirts, but that ran its course, essentially.
Yeah. It's tough to keep that online sales going on.
Well, I haven't been buzzing about it either, you know. I've been totally in my cave just building new work and building a body out. So that's been my focus.
Yeah. I think people don't realize there's like the promo area of your year, and then there's the creation era of your year.
I'm trying to set myself up so that I can promo while I'm working and work while I promo and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dope.
But
dude, you know what you should do is do some of these markets with me on the weekends.
I totally would love to. I thought that was sick how you were doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
They're easy to get into. Mm-hmm. I mean, relatively.
Yeah, I've seen some artists similar to me, you know, setting up at like, you know, was it Pasadena and Long Beach and all these flea markets and stuff like that?
I do them in mostly Venice.
Los Feliz I went to.
Los Feliz, Silver Lake. Mm-hmm. Those are like my main 3.
Yeah, dude. I'd love to get some t-shirts out, get some prints and stuff. Yeah. Sell some things like that. Definitely would do that. Bring some paintings or something, so I could get some. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we could. I've been thinking about doing the same thing with framing some more of my photography, and then doing like another tent next door that's all photography.
That would be sick. Yeah.
I don't have the car to transport all of this shit. I need to get like a badass van or something.
What is it like? Just framed pictures and stuff like that, or
yeah, the prints of my photos.
No, like heavy, massive equipment or anything, or
yeah, I mean, just transport them without the shattering glass or something. You know?
I see. I mean, I've got a nice sized little SUV kind of thing. You know?
Oh yeah,
so it can be helpful if you talk about getting 2 tents. You know. Do one that's your stuff, and then we could split the other one or something like that.
Yeah, dude, that'd be kind of sick.
That would be great. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I've had a friend who does vintage and stuff like that too, or talking about doing something like that.
Dude, I'd be down.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get my art out there more for more people. I have like 9 paintings in progress right now. Oh, hell yeah. And I'm planning on making prints of more than half of them. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to crack down.
Dude, let's do it. Yeah, I feel like those markets are a bit geared more towards clothing. So I don't know how great it, but you don't know if that customer will be there that day.
Yep.
You know, that will see that and be like, holy fuck, I want that.
I mean, I've seen some key like booths that were only artists and stuff, you know? Yeah. That's been a thing I've seen multiple times where it's just like 3 or 4 booths are just all art, you know, or something like that, which is cool.
Totally.
And then they have like their own merch and stuff too, so it kind of fits still. Like, yeah, dude. This shirt right here, I got at a flea market. He's an artist. He makes. He does his own screen prints.
I know exactly who that is.
Have you seen him before?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's got like like 10 different designs, and he just prints them on a shit ton of different T-shirts. I was like, hell yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. What's the name of your website?
KaratePinata.com.
Karate Pinata. There you go. And what? And the IG handle?
Same. Karate Pinata.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet, dude.
Keep it cohesive. I got live painting tomorrow in downtown LA.
Oh yeah,
a live painting gig, and then I got an art show in May, my first solo show. Okay, so you got to pull up to that one, man. I'm trying to see you there. Trying to plug myself real quick, you know.
Yeah. Well, this camera's dead.
We had a good run.
Yeah, had a good run. So let's wrap it up, my guy. Well, Karate Pinata, Zack Pinion. Is it Pinion, right? Pinion.
Yep. Put a little flair on it if you want.
Yeah, dude.
Pinion,
some Filipino flair.
It's technically Italian.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, I'm glad to have you, brother. And I'll see you soon.
It was a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Thanks for drinking my coffee.
Dude, it was really good, man. Nice creamer.
Hell yeah. All right. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you, brother.